Well, Jerry, I want to thank you for coming down. We have a couple of rare Thompsons here that I'd like to tell you about, and you know, these are kind of the guns that made the 20s roar.
Yes, it was.
So.
Yep. I want this one. Oh, go ahead, sir.
Well, this one, this one is a pretty rare gun. This was actually the gun that then Colonel Thompson brought to Colt in 1919 and said, I want you to build me a 1921 Thompson. So as you can see, it's stamped here, Colt Patent Firearms, Hartford, Connecticut, and it's basically a 45 and a X serial number, and has no sights.
Right.
It has no sights on the front rear, and it has no provision for stock. So this was actually, the nomenclature of this is a 1919 Thompson. They built a few of these, but this is the only one that actually went to Colt to basically build the 15,000 of the 1921, 1928 Thompsons.
So this is like the rare of the rare?
Well, you know, I would say this. I would say that this was the first of the first. Okay. Of the very beginning, because this was what we would call today as a pattern gun.
Okay.
So it's
okay. Yeah.
Thompson had this idea, and he built some prototypes, and this was one of those prototypes, and he brought it to Colt and said, "This is what I have in mind." Back then, the drawings weren't good, and you know they basically said, "Well, if you give us a gun, we'll shoot it and we'll see what it looks like." So you can see how that gun is like that, and of course, it turned into this, which is basically, you can see the high polished blue finish, you can see the thin barrel, the cuts compensator, the sights on the top, and of course it has a really fancy removable stock on the back of it. It has a removable drum, has all these features that, basically they later added to it. They only built about 15,000, so they didn't build a lot of these, and they were very expensive at the time. They were about $200, and they did not sell very well. So who wanted them was the gangsters and the police, and believe it or not, the unions and the union busters wanted these in the coal mines in different places where they were having riots. So this was one of those guns that was really notorious, by who had it.
Superior workmanship. You can just look at this thing. It's blued steel and walnut again. Just what can you say, guys? This is probably the most rare of Thompsons that ever was, and it evolved into this beautiful machined piece of metal right here. So how cool is that, guys? Two of them in one spot. I get to play with them. Doesn't get any better than that.